but they just don't know. People seen it, but they just don't know. Come on, baby, let the good time roll.
So he decided to cut Troy Murphy after he became a bit unhappy with his playing time. He was a nice luxury to have to the team, but we can definitely get by without him. This probably means more minutes for Greg Smith and maybe some more small ball with Reggie Williams and Francisco Garcia getting minutes at the 4. But we'll see what happens. Nonetheless, we have the NBA All-Star Weekend festivities to go through, so we ended up getting 2 players named to the All-Star game. 2 expected guys, James Harden and Dwight Howard. Dwight had a bit better of a game than Harden did. He obviously played more minutes. His 31 minutes. Harden only ended up getting, I think, it looks like 14. He did score 10 points in those 14 minutes, though, so that was nice to see. Good to have a couple guys named to the All-Star team. That's always a good sign. And we're going up against the Los Angeles Clippers, and we are just past the trade deadline here in late February. And we're 42-15, well on our way to a likely #1 seed in the Western Conference playoffs, pending a late season collapse. But we're expected to win probably around 60 games, 62-20, 61-21, something around there. But nonetheless, we have a game ahead of us. We can't be looking too far forward. We are in Los Angeles going up against the LA Clippers. They're wearing their alternate short sleeve jerseys. We obviously have our alternates on as well. I really do like these Rockets jerseys. And we'll see if they can be our good luck charm as we head into LA in what will be a very tough game. Obviously, the Staples Center, hard place to win, even for the Clippers, a team that really has not had a long history of success at the Staples Center. But recently, obviously, they've been a much better team the last couple of years, kind of changing the culture of that franchise around with the new additions of Chris Paul and kind of Blake Griffin taking a leap in the last couple of years. But nonetheless, here we go getting this game started. Dwight Howard and DeAndre Jordan on the tip. Actually, Blake Griffin on the tip as Antoine Jameson got the start over DeAndre Jordan. Here we go getting the game started. James Harden with the ball, and I immediately realized that Jamal Crawford is starting, and Jamal Crawford is not a strong defender. James Harden should be able to take advantage, and he does to start out the game. That's going to make it a 2-0 ball game early on. Here's Antoine Jameson with the ball, giving it to Matt Barnes. Barnes back to Jameson, sagging off by David Lee. He will not shoot. Barnes shoots, and that's a nice 3-ball. From Matt Barnes, one of the key perimeter players for the Los Angeles Clippers in this upcoming season. Here we go, Barnes getting into the lane and one over David Lee. David Lee, a poor defender, cannot rotate over in time, and that's going to be an and one. 11-9 ball game right here. Jeremy Lin, that's Chandler Parsons, excuse me, top of the key, 4-3, and knocks that one down. Chandler Parsons, a very strong 3-point shooter, and he shows it off right there. Chris Paul giving that to Jamal Crawford in the corner, a long 2. That's no good, but DeAndre Jordan is there, the rebound, and puts it back in. Back for a 1-point lead now for the Clippers, but here comes Isaiah Candy giving it up to Dwight Howard in the paint. No one on him. That's an easy 2-handed slam for the big man who was signed in the offseason, lured away from the Los Angeles Lakers. A nice block by Donatas Motiejunas. Outlet to Patrick Beverly onto the break. Down low to Dwight, and Dwight posterizes Blake Griffin right there. A nice slam. And I should mention with this Los Angeles Clippers team, they did trade a couple of their role players. I believe they traded J.J. Redick and maybe, I think, Brian Hollins to the Lakers for Steve Nash and Nick Young, excuse me. So just to keep an eye out for those players. But we're heading into the second quarter, 24-23, now 25-24. Antoine Jameson for 3, no good, but that's rebounded by Reggie Bullock, the first-round pick for the Los Angeles Clippers out of North Carolina, and he's going to put in that layup, so it's a 3-point lead. Patrick Beverly with the ball gives it to Marcus Camby. Marcus Camby, mid-range shot, that is right. He hits the little charity stripe shot right there, and it's back down to 1-point lead. Steve Nash almost loses it. Patrick Beverly, very good at creating turnovers, gives it to Willie Green. Green for the 3. He knocks that one down, and it's back up to a 4-point lead for the Los Angeles Clippers. Jamal Crawford with the ball, trying to create an open look, and he's going to get into the lane, lay that one in with the left. Nice little finger roll right there, and it's now a 5-point lead for the Clippers. So they're maintaining control right now, but here comes Chandler Parsons on the break, hop-stepping into the lane, puts it up. He will draw the foul and head to the line for 2. Here we go, the first free throw from Chandler Parsons, and he knocks that one down. A steady free throw shooter, I believe he shoots just a shade under 80%. Here we go, another second shot from Chandler Parsons, and he will knock that one down. So it's back down to a 3-point lead for the Clippers. Now back up to 5. Blake Griffin with the ball in the high post right here, trying to back down Dwight Howard to Matt Barnes to Chris Paul. We bite, and Chris Paul's going to get into the lane, hit the layup right there, and it's a 7-point lead for the Clippers. Now Jeremy Lin with the ball, looking for the screen from Dwight Howard. A little screen and roll action, giving it to James Harden for 3 from the foul line extended, and he will knock that one down. So it's a 5-point lead still for the Clippers. Back and forth at this point, giving it down low to Dwight. And Dwight Howard, although I've seen his minutes go down in recent games, which I'm trying to fix, has been very efficient in those games, showing he's a talented offensive player at the least. And here we go, Chandler Parsons giving it to Dwight Howard. Howard, he's going to induce the goaltending call. Bad play by DeAndre Jordan right there, and it's now down to a 1-point lead. James Harden with the ball, trying to run a fast break right here. Pulls up off one leg and knocks that one down. We retake the lead. 48-47 is the score, and that will be your score as we head into the half. A 1-point lead for the Houston Rockets. And I just said that very awkwardly. Rockets. Very Boston way to say that. Excuse me. I'm sure someone will point that out. So anyway, here we go now. Start of the second half. Chris Paul with the ball, trying to drive into the lane. He's kind of double teamed right here, but he finds an open lane and gives that one to Blake Griffin on the alley-oop. Lob City showing itself off right there, and it's a 3-point lead for the Clippers. Chris Paul with the ball up top to Antoine Jamison. Jamison finally knocks one down. He had a couple misses earlier in the episode, but that's his second 3 of the ball game, and he's got 6 points on the evening. Jeremy Lin with the ball on the break, giving it to Chandler Parsons, who pulls up. Did not really mean to shoot that, but finds the long two right there nonetheless, and it's down to a 3-point lead. Now here we go, pick and roll with David Lee. Lee, open lane, we give it to him, and he puts it in off the glass with the right hand, and it's back down to a 1-point lead. So once again, 3-point lead, 1-point lead, 5-point lead, really back and forth at this point. Rockets keeping it close, but cannot quite close it down. There we go, David Lee with a nice little jump shot right there, and it's up to a 1-point lead for the Rockets. So rare lead for the Rockets so far today. But Chris Paul into the lane, that gets blocked, but Blake Griffin is there. He will lay that one in on the finger roll with the right hand, and it's back up to a 1-point lead for the Clippers now. Here we go, Jamal Crawford being double teamed, gives it to Chris Paul. Paul into the lane, nice finish over Chandler Parsons, the much taller defender, and it's a 3-point lead for the Clippers. Here we go, Isaiah Cannon, the first-year man out of Murray State with the ball. Too much space from right there. He is a knockdown shooter, and he shows it right there. So it's a tie ball game after that 3-pointer. 60 all-E's are scoring. Now we have a 2-point lead. Rebound, outlet to Isaiah Cannon with the ball, giving that one to David Lee. Great wraparound pass to David Lee, as you're going to take a look at it right here. Wraparound around Matt Barnes. Great cut by David Lee, and he finishes that one. The nice 27.8 vertical for the big man, formerly with the Golden State Warriors, the former Florida Gator as well. But here we go, Nick Young with the ball in the corner, giving that one down to Willie Green. Willie Green with a rare not 3-point shot. He is really a 3-point specialist, but knocks that one down. Patrick Beverly looking for Donatas Mighty Eunice for the 3, and Donuts makes the shot right there. Impressive to see out of a man who got off to a cold start to start out the year, but he's doing well in the second half. And here we go, Steve Nash, deep 3-pointer. Could not knock that one down at the buzzer, and we're going to take a 1-point lead into the fourth quarter. 68-67 is your score. Back and forth game all along. Great game so far out of both teams. Now here we go, still a 1-point lead for the Rockets. Francisco Garcia with the ball, looks for Beverly. Beverly pump fakes into the lane. Nice contact layup over Antoine Jamison and one. But here we go, Jamal Crawford at the line. Second shot for him is no good, but a nice rebound by Blake Griffin puts it back up and in, and it's back up to a 1-point lead for the Clippers. He looks like he might have pushed off on Greg Smith right there, but probably not. It looks like Greg Smith just had a bad attempt at trying to get a rebound right there. But Donuts for 3. Donatas Mighty Eunice knocking down those 3-pointers. That is huge for us to try and get some 3-point shooting out of that power forward spot. Here we go, though. That is Jamal Crawford for 3. He knocks that one down, and the Clippers retake their 1-point lead. So it's a 78-77 ball game. Matt Barnes with the ball, giving it down to Blake Griffin, being covered by Mighty Eunice. Mighty Eunice, not the strongest defender in the world, and Griffin takes advantage. Gets the layup to go on the goaltending call, and it's a 3-point lead for the Los Angeles Clippers. But here we go, Rockets on the other end to James Harden for the baseline mid-range. He knocks that one down, and it's back down to a 1-point game. So we're hanging tough right here, trying not to let the Clippers pull away in their home building. But Chris Paul on the fast break knocks the layup down, and it's back up to a 3-point lead once again. Really the very similar margin all game long. James Harden with the ball, giving that one to David Lee. David Lee for the baseline mid. He knocks it down, and David Lee so consistent on the offensive end. Here we go, still a 1-point lead for the Clippers. Jamal Crawford getting the layup, tried to chase that one down with Dwight Howard, but could not do it. Now it's up to a 5-point lead here. Dwight Howard giving that one to James Harden. Big 3-pointer! He knocks it down. A huge 3 from James Harden. It's down to a 2-point lead. Now here we go, still a 2-point lead for the LA Clippers. Chris Paul with the ball being covered by Jeremy Lin. Paul trying to get into the lane. Spin move. He's going to pump fake. Put it up off the glass, and it's good. A huge shot right there. We're down by 6. So we need a 3-pointer. James Harden with the ball pulls up from deep, and he knocks it down. James Harden trying to keep us in this ball game, but we're back down by 5 after a pair of free throws. So here we go, looking for Chandler Parsons, and we need a quick 3. Chandler Parsons keeps us in the game. But Chris Paul at the line, his second free throw up and good. It's a 4-point lead, and this game is pretty much all but over. We're going to try and roll this one in, get a last shot away here. James Harden will eventually pick up the ball. He's going to dribble to the left elbow, go back up top, and need to get a shot off. He puts it up. It is no good, and that is going to end up being tracked down by Antoine Jamison. He will run out the clock, and that will be your ball game. So we end up suffering just our 13th loss of the season. But it was a tough game. It was a hard-fought game from the LA Clippers. A potential second-round matchup you could see. The Clippers kind of stuttering at this point. You might not even see them at the playoffs, quite frankly. But anyway, we'll see what happens. It's a very talented team. We knew it was going to be a tough game going in, and honestly, it's not that bad of a loss. So, nonetheless, we lose. 196 is your final score. Player of the game highlights and the box score coming up at the end of the video. Check them out right here. Chris Paul is your player of the game. He was phenomenal. He kind of exploited the Jeremy Lin and James Harden backcourt not being a very strong one defensively. As you can see, just kind of rising up right over Jeremy Lin there, giving that one off to Antoine Jamison, who puts that one in. Here we go, once again, giving that one to what looks like Jamal Crawford. Nice little contact layup. And just an overall really nice game from Chris Paul. NBA rank ranked him as the 3rd best player in the NBA. You could agree with that, disagree with that. A lot of people would call him the best point guard in the NBA. Obviously, very talented player, franchise player, probably a top 10 player in the NBA. I don't think anyone could argue that, but really great player, and he just took advantage, and we got Chris Paul. So, nonetheless, that's pretty much going to do it. As you're going to see, his highlights will wrap up in just a moment, but he had a lot of them. He had a really, really big game, and I do struggle a lot against kind of quick point guards like that. That's happened in a lot of my previous associations as well. It's not been something exclusive to just the Rockets one, but it's kind of been a recurring theme really throughout my entire 2K playing lifetime, I guess. But take a look at the team stats. We held them to under 50% shooting, but we just allowed too many threes, allowed too many free throws. So, nonetheless, you can take a look at the game stats right here. James Harden, nice night for him. Dwight Howard, again, limited playing time, but at 18 and 8. The rest of the roster, kind of average days for most of them. You can take a look at the Clippers as well, flashing up on your screen right about now. And once again, Chris Paul, big day. Jamal Crawford, big day. Blake Griffin, okay. DeAndre Jordan, Antoine Jamison. Jamison had 11 rebounds. That's not that good for the Rockets. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. Hope you did enjoy. Here's just my peace.